Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we decode the language of business. Today we are diving into the exciting world of EcoScience Solutions Inc. Get ready for a corporate adventure because this report reads like a roller coaster. Before we jump in, if you enjoy getting corporate clarity, hit that sub button. We also have a Discord community that is linked in the description below. Alright, let's jump into EcoScience Solutions' latest quarterly report, a Form 10Q. This is basically a health checkup for the company covering the 3 months that ended in April. In this financial document, EcoScience is giving us some insights into how zero revenues and dissolving subsidiaries fit into their grand scheme. First things first, EcoScience Solutions is a Nevada corporation. They used to be called Pristine Solutions, but they made a change of name at some point. But forget about the past, the actual is that they are still at it, and the commission file number is 000C48 if you are looking for it. The total outstanding shares are almost 53,529,57572 to be exact. Let's get straight to the numbers, starting with the balance sheet. A balance sheet is like a snapshot showing what a company owns, that's assets, and what it owes, that's liabilities, at a specific point in time. Looking at the liabilities, they owe a lot more than they own or have. Their accounts payable are almost 4.5 million, 455,000 an umpani needs to pay, and they also are in debt to related entities for almost $8 million. They also have notes payable, which is a type of debt, almost 3 million, and convertible note of more than 1.6 million. Liabilities are at almost 17 million. On the asset side, things don't look that hot. The report says current assets equal to about $4,700 versus the $17 million in liabilities. The balance sheet doesn't look very balanced. This also means they have a huge stockholders deficit of around $16 million because they are carrying more debts than assets. Now let's look at something even more important, the statements of operations. This statement tells you how much money a company brought in and lost over a specific period, in this case the 3 months. Revenue, there isn't any. This means they didn't really sell any goods or services during these 3 months. No revenue is not great, and it also makes it hard to know what the company is really worth. They seem to burn about $270K on expenses. The net loss translated to $0.01 per share, not good. The statement of cash flows sums up the movement of the company's cash, whether it came in or flowed out. If the company wasn't completely out of cash and burned a little bit of it, $1,700. Now, this wouldn't be an exciting episode of Corporate Decoder if we were not to find a going concern paragraph. This is where the auditors or the company itself, in this case management, raises concerns about whether the company can stay afloat, whether it can continue operating. Management some issues for their business to continue if they don't receive financial support from its shareholders, raise equity or debt financing, and attain profitable operations, which they don't have right now. This is always concerning. Let's shift gears and examine the accounting. The company restated some numbers on the balance sheet to reflect a properly presented version of economic events, but that all ended without any major changes. EcoScience also eliminated their subsidiary Gadu. It was dissolved April. Looks like this company had neither revenues nor expenses on its records, so it was mostly a formality, still worth keeping an eye on. The company reports 8 million in liabilities held in divestiture and is a big chunk for its size. On the previous software acquisition, management decided to amortize their software over a 3-year period from the date of commercial sale, its useful life expectation, or a way to estimate when these technologies will degrade and stop printing money like they were supposed. The report says that they have about $4.5 million in short-term expenses, like salaries, fees, and accrued expenses. The company goes on to list a series of notes payable with very high interest rates. They add up to over $2.9 million. Next up is the convertible note payable, again, an outstanding payment. At $1.5 million, it is an interesting point of risk for its small size. Now, these are important because it's hard to know how is the board taking care of shareholders if some of these related parties are shareholders or management. The report highlights a web of transactions with related parties. These transactions include payables and related parties notes, accrued salaries to former officers, and consulting service. Again, is about 8 million. It makes you wonder who's really benefiting here. The company has authorized 650 million shares of common stock, with almost 53 million of common stock issued and outstanding. Legal battles are expensive. Let's move into the dark world of commitments and legal proceedings. They have a settlement approved in 2020 with its former shareholders for some alleged wrongdoings done by management. Mr. Overson resigned and the CFO is now the sole officer. It feels like that mouse running the control room on that famous movie. So after crawling out of this corporate rabbit hole, what do we think? EcoScience Solutions is very small player, a microcap, and they haven't had any revenue for the period. So they are barely surviving with related party loans. The whole situation is very worrying. And to sum it up, it feels like they are playing with the house's money on assessments and next steps. Strengths, they're not losing revenue because they don't have one, so very hard to lose customers. Weaknesses, everything and nothing. There isn't a clear conclusion to what the future holds for them, but given current conditions in their financials, it looks dark. Alright, that's our breakdown of ESI's latest filing. What's your take on these numbers and what they signal for the company's future? Please let us know in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Please check the Discord channel for more. Thanks for watching. See you next time.